Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great week. I want to thank those that joined us on this live stream last night. I want to thank Joey from The Shift for coming on as a special guest, and we did our MLB free agent predictions last night, his and mine. And I'm going to expand on that list today as some other players, and we talked about basically our top 25 most notable names, but I want to expand on that list. And again, it's the MLB free agent predictions. I have it broken down by prediction and by position, I should say, with the team and a contract, and some names that I didn't mention last night. So if you want to be kept in the loop on whenever these guys sign in free agency and you want to know exactly who they sign with, how much they signed for, if you haven't done that, hit the subscribe button, okay? And if you do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, so that way you know exactly when things come in live time. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for both. So with that said, let's get to the list. I'll repeat some of the names we went over last night, but I'm adding to that. So start here. Shortstops, designated hitters, okay? Javi Baez, I'm going to Miami, 3 years, $48 million. Brandon Crawford, I have him going to Pittsburgh, 1 year, $9 million, adding to that infield defense. Tim Anderson, if he opts out and becomes a free agent, I have him going to Washington for 3 years and $51 million, adding to that young nucleus of players over there. And Paul DeJong, I actually have him adding to Minnesota. Okay, now complimenting Carlos Correa and some of the other infielders over there for 2 years, $20 million. And the Minnesota Twins are definitely on their way up. So, DHs, mentioned JD Martinez last night. Going back to the Dodgers for 1 year, $15 million. Matt Carpenter, I have him retiring officially. Okay, and Shohei Ohtani, Seattle Mariners, 10 years. I think he's the missing piece in Seattle. 10 years, $475 million. It's a lot of money, right? A lot of money. But Seattle's got the money they're willing to spend. And again, even though he can't pitch in 2024, he won't pitch till 25, he can definitely complement Julio Rodriguez in there on that team for the offense. Have a lethal duo over there on the offensive side. Now, let's continue. Second baseman, Colton Wong. Going to go to the Giants, 2 years, $12 million. Whit Merrifield, I have actually come to the Mets and adding to that veteran presence they have over there, 2 years, $18 million. He's still a pretty solid player. Adam Frazier, I have him leaving Baltimore and going to Colorado for 2 years, $20 million. Third baseman, I mentioned Matt Carpenter last night, going to the Angels. And the fact is, they have to, I think they are going to lose Ohtani, okay? And at some point, they're going to want to replace Anthony Rendon because he's just becoming a bust there. Matt Chapman gives him a credible third baseman, an elite defender, and he still has some production in his bat, too. 4 years, $88 million. Josh Donaldson, I have him going back to Oakland for 1 year, $8 million with his after he finalized his run here with the Milwaukee Brewers. So, and now that he has finalized it. And then Jeimer Candelario, I actually have him come to New York Yankees for 2 years, $20 million. Mentioned him last night, too. And again, this is on the condition that the Yankees trade Gleyber Torres for pitching, which I think they will, and then put Pascual Peraza in his place at shortstop. At second base. Then you add Candelario at third base. You got much more athletic, much better defensively on both sides, okay, of the infield. And you've replaced all but pretty much every bit of Gleyber Torres' offense. So, and you got a switch hitter here and a guy that puts the ball in play, and they need contact hitters and that are athletic and versatile. Well, he accomplishes exactly that. Jeimer Candelario to the Yankees. Now, outfielders, Harrison Bader going to the Milwaukee Brewers, 3 years and $42 million, $14 million per. I think he'll get at least a 3-year deal out there. Charlie Blackmon, I actually have him moving to San Francisco, 1 year, $12 million. Michael Conforto, I have him leaving Frisco, going over to Houston, being replaced obviously by Charlie Blackmon over there. Going to Houston in 2 years, $28 million. Adding to that, and he's going to be replacing Michael Conforto. So, Jock Peterson, I have him staying in San Francisco for 2 years, $22 million. I have Kevin Kiermaier moving from Toronto, staying in the AL East, going over to the Yankees, 2 years, $20 million, giving the Yankees another veteran presence to have another contact bat. They need to go with Candelario, but in a way that they don't have to rush Jason Dominguez back, okay, from his injury. Yeah, he's an elite defender. Kevin Kiermaier is a contact hitter. He's known to hit the ball in big situations, hit the ball well in big situations. So he's, again, you add him and Candelario. I think the Yankees are going to make some depth move this offseason. So, and get numbers. They need numbers. They need left-handed hitters. They have multiple holes to fill. And I think they're going to do just that. And rather than just getting 2 or 3 of the most expensive guys, I think they're going to get some volume here. Joey Gallo, I have him moving to the Washington Nationals. 2 years, $26 million. Ian Happ, I got him going to San Diego. Yep, 3 years, $36 million. Jorge Soler, I got him moving from Miami to the Cubs. 2 years, $24 million. And Cody Bellinger, I have him going to Texas, where I think they're going to be aggressive this offseason ever since they, now that they're in the playoffs and having some success with a young nucleus and some star veteran players, you add Cody Bellinger to that fold. That's a heck of a team right there. So, and now, go to starting pitching. Clayton Kershaw, I have him going back to the Dodgers, 1 year, $16 million. Blake Snell, I have him joining Cody Bellinger in Texas and replacing Jordan Montgomery. 5 years, $140 million, potentially even $150 million, like I mentioned last night. Martin Perez, I have him going lefty, who was with Texas. I'm going to the LA Angels, 3 years, $45 million. Aaron Nola, I have him leaving Philly, going to Seattle. Give him that pitcher that Shohei Ohtani's not giving them. And imagine a 3-headed monster with Nola, Castillo, and Shohei Ohtani when he gets ready to pitch again. So I think Seattle's going to put themselves in a position. 5 years, $135 million. Corey Kluber, I'm going back to Cleveland where it all started for him, 1 year, $8 million. And Lucas Giolito, I'm going to go to St. Louis, who needs pitching, 3 years and $42 million. So I do think that he has a little bit there, but I think he cost himself a big deal. So continuing on with starting pitching, Michael Wacha, I'm going to San Francisco, 2 years, $16 million. Eduardo Rodriguez, I actually have him going to Houston. Lefty was going to opt out of his Tigers deal, 4 years, $68 million. And a guy to complement Justin Verlander and replace him when he leaves. And speaking of replacement guys too, Max Scherzer, I got him actually going to the Angels and joining some of these other guys like Martin Perez. Again, they need pieces to keep Mike Trout happy. Okay, pitching and hitting. Max Scherzer, I think, gives him a playoff test. The Bulldog, 2 years, $66 million. Marcus Stroman, I have him moving on from Chicago. Going to Washington, 4 years, $72 million. You had him to some of the other guys there. Pretty good batch of veterans there going to Washington. Jordan Montgomery, I actually have him going to Boston, staying in there, coming back to the AL East, but sticking it to the Yankees and going to Boston for 4 years, $84 million, $21 million per. I think that's going to be the price right now. That's the price of like number 3 guys. And you put him up there, he's playoff tested, okay, and he's succeeded in the American League and the National League. So I think he's in good shape. Okay, and Luis Severino, I actually have him moving on from the Yankees and going to Miami on a 2-year deal for $24 million. 2 years, $24. Now, let's go to bullpen, okay? The most notable relievers. Jose Alvarado, who's with the Phillies right now, okay? I got him going to Detroit, 3 years, $39 million. Aroldis Chapman, I have him going to Miami too. With Luis Severino and some of the other guys, 2 years, $26 million. Chad Green, who was pretty solid with the Blue Jays. I think he's going to be moving on and going to Kansas City for 2 years, $16 million. And Josh Hader, I think he's going to break the closer record set by Edwin Diaz last year by going to the Los Angeles Dodgers and going there for 5 years, $110 million. So you let me know what you think of that. Now, moving on. International players. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, this is the one I hate, and I hope I'm wrong. The Yankees have been very aggressive. I really hope he comes to the Yankees because not only do we need to complement Aaron Judge offensively, we need to complement Gerrit Cole on the pitching side too. I hope he goes to the Yankees. I have a feeling the Mets are going to be the big buyer since they've traded away Scherzer, traded away Max Scherzer, and I do not think they're going to get Ohtani or Juan Soto. But I think they're going to want to reel in one big fish, and he's a big one. Essentially, is known as the best pitcher to ever come out of Japan. New York Mets, 7 years, $200 million. And Jung-Hoo Lee, the dynamic left-handed hitting outfielder from South Korea, have him come to the Yankees. 5 years, $90 million. Okay, and being their leadoff hitter. And which now you got Lee, Kiermaier, and Candelario. We've added lefty bats with switch hitting. We've added contact hitting here. and guys that put the ball in play, every single one of them. So the Yankees have gotten significantly better. And I also have Yuki Matsui, who's a left-handed reliever. I think the Yankees might explore Japan. He's a left-handed, hard-throwing reliever, one of the more strikeout-related guys. He got a 31% strikeout rate, so which is higher than the Major League average. Coming to the Yankees on a 3-year, $30 million deal. So I think they're going to add to their bullpen from Japan. And even though they have Luis Trevino coming back and Scotty Fresh coming back, you add another lefty, he can replace Wandy Peralta, who I don't think is going to be back, and then which allows the Yankees to trade for pitching, for starting pitching, which I think they're going to do, to continue to. And I hope they get Yamamoto, okay? But still, Yamamoto or not, I'll be looking to add another starting pitcher, at least one of them, to the Yankees rotation. And Shota Imanaga is one of the top starters in Japan, 29-year-old left-handed pitcher, going to Chicago Cubs, 4 years, $48 million. So 4 years, $48 million, 12 per. Okay, and last I'll finish with catcher. Yan Gomes, I am coming to the Mets, 2 years, $16 million to complement their catching depth. Yasmani Grandal, he's kind of on the back end of his career. I got him in Miami, adding another veteran there, 1 year, $8 million. And Mike Zunino, okay, he was back with the Guardians here from Tampa. I have him going to Boston, okay, on 2 years, $17 million deal. So coming back to the AL East, and those are definitely good fits, I think, for these guys. And first baseman, Eric Hosmer, I think he's going to go to Seattle and add another piece there. 1 year, $8 million. Max Muncy, I think he's going to go to Cincinnati, 2 years, $20 million. Brandon Belt, I think, is going to go to Miami, 1 year, $7 million. So Miami's adding quite a few veteran pieces to complement their young dynamic nucleus. Josh Bell, okay, I have him moving on from Miami to Chicago Cubs, 2 years, $22 million. Rhys Hoskins, I have him leaving the Phillies and going to the Los Angeles Dodgers, 2 years, $18 million. And lastly, Joey Votto, I have him not retiring yet but going to Cleveland Guardians on a 1 year, $14 million deal to continue that Hall of Fame career. So that's what I got, gang. That's the expanded version, the expanded list, okay? Let me know what you think. Do you have predictions of your own? Okay? Where are they? Who's going where? And whatnot. Load them up. Load up the comments. Okay, and we're gonna have a lot more. I've got Jim Riley coming on tonight. We're gonna talk about we're gonna autopsy the Blue Jays. We're gonna autopsy the Yankees and go over off-season previews and stuff like that, and possibly some predictions and ideas for our off-season plans for our own teams. So Jim Riley from Ballcap Sports coming on tonight, 10 o'clock. So I hope that you all join us. Thank you again, Joey from the shift, from coming on last night. It was a fantastic time. And I always have a great time with Jim Riley too. So I'm looking forward to that very much. But have a great week, everybody. There's no games today. Playoff Baseball Division Series starts tomorrow. Okay, and we'll continue rock and rolling. Talk to y'all next time.